Hi, welcome to Music Philosophy, the podcast in which I discuss music and its connection to philosophy. Well, I'm sure many of you have been following what's been going on in the ongoing economic crisis. And I would say you are a fool if you're not at all concerned with this, because what's going on in Washington and in New York City affects us all. So in light of these recent events, and in light of the fact that sales of Ayn Rand's magnum opus, Atlas Shrugged, have been growing at a tremendous rate, in fact more than at any other time in the 51-year history of the book, I've got to say one thing. I am a capitalist. I am a staunch radical for capitalism, and I'm not afraid to say it. This world is perishing because governments like ours are draining the wealth of the productive and putting it into the hands of the non-productive. We have been doing this not ever since Obama got elected, not ever since Bush got elected. We have been doing this for decades. There's an ongoing pattern of repetition throughout the history of our nation and other similar nations as well. Whenever government starts regulating productive individuals and productive enterprise, this creates distortions in the market, which creates problems, which leads to recessions and depressions. And as popular opinion outcries against what is going on economically, the government always, without failure, takes a moment of crisis and opportunistically uses it as a moment to unleash the forces of tyranny and tighten the vice of its grip around the people. I am a capitalist because I believe unerringly and unquestioningly in a man's right to what he has earned, no matter what his occupation is, or no matter what his level of income, from the lowliest janitor to the highest paid CEO. I believe that if a man is productive and uses his mind and engage and works as hard as he possibly can at what he does, he deserves every penny of his income. No man has the right to take from me that which I have earned. And if you're one of these people watching my videos and believe that you have the right to take from somebody simply because they're rich and to hand it to somebody else because they are not, then you are a thief. You are a thief in spirit, and you are a thief in actuality because you advocate and make possible the grand-scale theft that government coercion in the form of taxation or inflation represents. I do not mince my words. These failures of governments and corporations ought to be allowed to fail. Many people believe that the government should do something. And I'll agree with them. The government should do something. It should get out of the way of the productive man. It should leave him breathe. The government has only one thing that it can do for its people, and that's to protect their rights. It may sound funny coming from somebody who wants to make his living through music, as one doesn't normally associate artists and musicians with the idea of capitalism. So why am I a capitalist? It is the only moral social system out there. And it's more than just economic freedom. It is freedom across the board. It is the only system that protects individual rights. What this is all about is not just the government dipping into your wallet. This is about the government dipping into your mind. This is about the government telling you what you can and cannot do with your own life. We once had a great nation. We weren't always a perfect nation. We had many mistakes. But we were a nation that was originally built on the idea that man has freedom as a natural birthright, and that he should be left free because his means of survival demand it. That man is a rational being, and because he is rational, any attempt to coerce his life threatens his ability to live. There is some good news. There are many people who are starting to question what this government is doing. And I say it's about time. Because if we do not question our leaders and do not seek desperately and seek hard to find new leadership in Washington, we will soon be facing tyranny of unprecedented sorts. These growing acts of infamy are unforgivable. And we must look hard to new leadership. If we do not, the United States as we know it will perish. But we have an alternative. We have capitalism, if we choose to rediscover it, to actually implement it for the first time in history. A fully free society we have come close to achieve, but have never fully achieved in practice. So as the government uses this opportunity to impose more tyranny against us, let us use this opportunity to reverse that trend and to instill freedom and to secure for ourselves and our posterity the blessings of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Thank you.